All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. Let's get your morning off to a great start with the Daily Mastermind quote of the day. The quote of the day is from C.T. Fletcher, and it is, "This is my life, and I choose to live it the way I want to live it." This is my life. I choose to live it the way I want to live it. I love that quote, and I hope you're living your life and creating your life the way you want it to be, and you're not just on that treadmill. For those of you that are first time joining us, the Daily Mastermind is a weekday dose, and it's designed to help you to be able to keep that mindset and direct your thoughts and stay focused on creating your best life. Every week we'll also be doing interviews with, thought leaders, experts, successful entrepreneurs, CEOs, athletes, people that can help you to give you strategies of what it takes to overcome obstacles and circumstances and create success. Now, every week I like to focus on one of the key prosperity pillars. These are the 12 pillars that I've learned over the last 20, 25 years, maybe 30 years now, working with some of the greatest thought leaders. I've had the opportunity of working with some really, really big names, very super successful people. And I don't say that to impress you. I say it to impress upon you that mentoring is a key. If you want to do something in life, you need to find people that have done it and follow that pattern. And the pillar of the week this week is I focus on solutions. I focus on solutions. Remember that in order to create success, growth, and solutions in your life, you've got to have that abundant mindset. And so all week this week, I want to encourage you to focus on solutions. But the topic I want to talk to you about, and just take a couple minutes today to talk about, is how to train your brain for positivity. And because, let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel like you just get stuck inside your head? You're in these thought patterns. I mean, I get those all the time where you just can't get rid of something. You feel like you're stuck. You're in a rut. Maybe you feel like you're living that same problem or that same day over and over, or you're asking yourself, how could I be dealing with this again? And your brain has an interesting way of trying to keep you stuck in that. The problem is the human brain and the mind, even though sometimes you feel like it's out of your control, it really is a tool that you can train. But you have to understand that the human mind, it's like Tony Robbins puts it, the mind distorts, deletes, or generalizes. It distorts, deletes, or generalizes. And it does this for a reason. It's designed to do this for a reason, because your mind takes in everything all the time. I mean, you're having millions of thoughts and things that are being processed, and it has to choose how to make things easier for you to process. And this is a really good thing for us. Otherwise, you'd be completely overwhelmed. But it's a bad thing because it also causes a lot of struggle. And why is that? Well, the bottom line is the brain learns to sort of distort, delete, or generalize things based on your past, based on your patterns, your story, your beliefs, your experiences, your focus. That's why you can be taking in things like driving to work or brushing your teeth or getting dressed or going to the gym, and you don't even realize you're doing it because the brain has to learn to automate so many things so that it can stay focused on whatever it is that you choose to focus on. And that's the point, right? The brain is going to automatically be designed to just be a deleting machine and getting things out of your consciousness so that you can focus on what's important. The problem is that your patterns and your stories that you tell yourself and your beliefs, or even the things that you focus on, like if you're streaming social media, whatever it is, those are the things your brain focuses on. It's got this little thing called the reticular activating system that drives your attention. So remember that you are the one that creates the software and programs that your mind is going to follow in order to make it work smoothly. So you have to ask yourself these questions. Are you focused on the past, the present, or the future? I find myself sometimes when I'm dealing with struggles thinking about the past and how I overcame or struggled with certain things. You might have some story in your mind that, whether it's, divorce or depression or bad business or things like this, that you go back to. And when you do that, you're focusing on things that sometimes won't serve you, and your mind is stuck in there. Maybe you're stuck in a story that you believe, subconsciously or even consciously is true, but it may not really be the case, because a lot of times, remember, our stories we tell ourselves, they're not really true. They're a little exaggerated, because they're exaggerated based on the past experiences we've had. Or maybe you find yourself generalizing things in your life. Like, he never does this, or she never does that, or they always do this, or this is the way I am, or these things happen to me. See, when you generalize or you distort the truth, your brain just follows that program. It follows the guidance that you give it, the focus that you give it. So it's so important that in order for your mind to work for you and not against you, in order for you to get unstuck rather than stay stuck, you have to train your mind constantly. You've got to plant seeds of positivity. Let me just give you a real, maybe you've never thought of this. I don't know if you've ever growing up had the chance to plant a garden, but I'm assuming most people listening to this know what a garden is, where you can plant vegetables or plant flowers or plant things that you want to see grow. You plant those seeds. Have you ever noticed how you have to plant flowers and work and work and work to get them to grow, but weeds just grow automatically? You don't have to plant weeds. Think about that. Weeds grow automatically and they take no effort. It takes zero effort for the weeds in your life, the negativity in your life to seep in. Negativity is going to be seeping into your mind whether you put it there or not because of your environment, your circumstances, and your mind is designed to look for the negative so that it can move away from it, so that it can actually protect you from it. So it's looking for negative all the time, and it takes work to prevent that negativity. It takes work to create the seeds of positivity and train your mind. So it's so important. I want to really emphasize to you that you've got to put that work in daily. You've got to put the work in daily to plant seeds of positivity so that the garden of your mind will grow and flourish and focus on what you want it to focus on. So there's a couple key things you can do, and I like this because Tony Robbins, he's a big advocate of the things you can do to really plant positivity and take control and direct your mind. It's first, be aware of your thoughts and patterns of beliefs. If you are not aware that you tend to go negative, if you're not aware of what you're thinking about during the day, you're just unconsciously going through your life, then it's hard to direct your brain. It's hard to direct your mind. So be aware of your thought patterns and beliefs. Second, create and direct your thoughts to what serves you best. If you're directing your thoughts to whatever's out there, the news, the environment, the circumstances, those thoughts and patterns do not serve you. You've got to direct them to thoughts and patterns that do serve you. So that's why you create daily rituals. That's why you read and study and meditate and work out and stay focused on a compelling vision of the future, which is the third thing. In addition to being aware of your thoughts and patterns, you've got to direct and create the thoughts and patterns that serve you. But the third, and I believe the most important, is you've got to be driven by a compelling vision of the future, a compelling vision of the future. And if you don't have clarity around where you want to go, it's hard to stay focused on how you're going to get there. Does that make sense? So that's my message I wanted to share with you today. Do me a favor, share the show. It'll mean the world to me. It'll mean the world to a lot of people that are struggling. I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. This has been the Daily Mastermind, and my name is George Wright III. Have an amazing day. Talk to you tomorrow.